All right, welcome back. Let's get after it. So our next thing to do here is to then map LJOY X and LJOY Y to negative 100, 100. Okay, we can do that. We've done that a bunch. So tab. So I'm going to do a map. And what I'm going to map is LJOY X to start with. And I'm going to say its current values are from 0 to 1023. We need to change that to negative 100, 100. And I'm going to come up here to one of my map commands and find a suitable, yep, there it is, suitable comment instead of retyping it. Converts the joystick values into percents. Okay. And then I'm just going to copy and paste that. Oh, not yet. I don't want to copy and paste it yet. Again, Arduino would map this happily and then forget it instantly. So we need to store it somewhere. We're going to do something a little interesting in computer programming. We're going to just store it right over the top of the number we used. So what this will do is it'll read the LJOY pen. It's going to store that number like 410 in the LJOY X variable. Then it's going to use the LJOY X variable and it's going to convert that into a percent. And for exact examples like negative 12%. Then it's going to take that negative 12 and it's going to erase the 4 something that we had before and put a negative 12 in there instead. So that's pretty cool that we can reuse this right down here and put itself, its new value in itself. It's crazy. All right. The other way to look at equals is don't look at it as equals, obviously. It says take whatever's on the right and store it in whatever's on the left. Another way to look at it is this is the before and this is the after. So you could read this as, hey, map the old LJOY X value to this and then store it in the new LJOY X. Yeah? All right. So now I'm going to copy and paste this. And I'm going to make this one into Y. I'm going to do the exact same thing, but for Y instead. And then we need to figure out if this is working or not. So we're going to actually print this one over again, except we need to also print the Y in there. So to do that, I'm going to actually uncomment it first. So Control/uncomments it. I'm going to change this just to X instead of all that words. My monitor will work better with fewer words. And I'm going to actually copy these two, Control-C, and I'm going to paste them right afterwards. Same line right afterwards. I'm going to get rid of this LN right here. That way it doesn't go to a new line. It will print this one, and next to it will be this one, and then next to it will be this one. To space it out, I'm going to put a couple spaces before this one and change the X to the Y, and then change this one to Y. And then this last one should be LN. So there should be no LN on these, and then an LN on the last one. And then let's go ahead and upload and save that. And that should print out our X and Y values. But now they should be reading, when we move the joystick, it should go from 100 to negative 100, 100 to negative 100 left and right. Oh, let's turn the monitor on so we can see them pop up. All right, so right now I'm at -1, -3, so that's that imperfect joystick. They should both be at 0. I'm going to go up. My Y went to 100, Y went to negative 100, X went to positive 100, X went to negative 100. Fantastic. We are up and working. I'm going to hit back to Sketchbook, click on the line number for the serial print, and Control/. Okay, so that does the next thing. So we just mapped from -100 to 100. Now we need to create the left thruster speed variable, and we need to add JOY and JOY X together and store it in this variable. So here we go. We're going to add LJOY and LJOY X. That simply is just math. It's just like you would think. Control-C for LJOY X plus, whoops, I think it's Y plus X actually. Although it doesn't matter. That's embarrassing. And then X, and then semicolon. Now Arduino will happily add these two numbers together, but then it will forget it instantly. So we got to put it somewhere. And we said, okay, well, the left, that's gonna give us the left thruster speed. It's equal to that. So add these together and then store it in left thruster speed. So I want to make sure I spelled it correctly. Now I've just used a brand new variable the first time, so I have to go up and make it. So we're going to go up here and say there's the F thruster speed. Actually, I'm just going to copy and paste this one. I'm going to need a right one, so I'm going to copy and paste two of them in there as well. So here I'm going to say, I'm going to keep it in the same order. So LRF. I'm going to be consistent. So I've got a left and a right thruster speed variable now. So I'm going to come back down here. And I'm going to do the same thing. Oop, in this. So it combines the X and Y axes, create the motor speed. And I'm going to do this Control C, Control V, V, and I'm going to change this one to the R, and the R was Y minus X. And this is where it does matter, so you wouldn't want L joy X minus Y. That'll give you a backwards result for everything. Okay, X and Y is to create motor speed. All that looks good. Now we need to check these motor speeds. So I'm actually going to copy and paste this line of serial print. I'm going to click on the number on the side and uncomment it. And this time I'm just going to use L and R instead. And for the L, I want to do left thruster speed. That's what I want to print. So that's the variable I want to print there. And then the right thruster speed will over be here with the right. Awesome. I'm going to upload this and we'll see if it's working. If this is working correctly, when we push up with the joystick, L and R should both be positive 100. As we roll to the right motor should be slowing down and then going negative. And then when we get all the way to the right, the left motor should be full blast forward. The right motor should be full blast negative, and we'll see if that's what's happening. So if I go straight up, I get 100, 100, well, a little more on one than the other, that's okay. And as I roll to the right, my left motor gets faster and faster, my right motor gets slower and slower. Then I'm totally to the right, my left motor should be positive 100, negative 100, yes. And you can see here we have this problem of sometimes our motor is less than negative 100 and sometimes it is more than 100. So we'll have to control for that. But this looks like it's working great. Straight down should be one negative or both negative in similar values, which is true. Straight to the left should be the right one forward, the left one back. Yeah, that looks perfect. Awesome. So we've got a few problems to deal with. This fact that when we let go, it doesn't really go back to zero. We'll deal with that later. And then sometimes when we have the joystick moving around, we get numbers greater than 100%, which don't really make a lot of sense. All right. So now what? Let's hold off there because I had an idea. I want to try something before we move on to the next thing. In the next video, we'll then start transferring these thruster speeds into the actual numbers the motor needs.